In the sweltering heat of a Massachusetts summer, where Victorian propriety masked simmering tensions, a gruesome double murder shattered the quiet town of Fall River. On August 4th, 1892, Andrew Borden, a wealthy but frugal businessman, and his wife Abby were hacked to death with an axe in their own home. The prime suspect? Andrew's 32-year-old daughter, Lizzie Borden, a Sunday school teacher and spinster who stood to inherit a fortune. Acquitted in one of history's most sensational trials, Lizzie's story has haunted America for over a century. Was she an innocent victim of circumstance or a bloodthirsty killer driven by resentment? As we dissect this axe nightmare with fresh buzz from the 2025 Netflix series Reopening the Case, you'll question everything. Stick around. The truth might swing like a hatchet. Lizzie Andrew Borden's life was steeped in contradiction. Born in 1860, she grew up in a stern household dominated by her father, Andrew, a self-made millionaire from banking and textiles. He was notoriously tight-fisted, refusing modern luxuries like indoor plumbing despite his wealth, estimated at $300,000, over $10 million today. Lizzie's mother died when she was 2, leaving her and older sister Emma under the care of a stepmother, Abby Durfee Gray, whom she married in 1865. The girls resented Abby, viewing her as an interloper, scheming for their inheritance. Family feuds escalated. Andrew gifted property to Abby's relatives, prompting Lizzie and Emma to demand equal shares. By 1892, the Bordens lived in a modest Second Street home divided by locked doors symbolizing their fractured bonds. Lizzie, intelligent and involved in charity, chafed at her confined life, dreaming of travel and independence. The fateful day dawned hot and humid. Andrew, 70, left for business errands around 9 a.m., while Abby, 64, dusted upstairs. Lizzie claimed she was ironing handkerchiefs. The maid Bridget Sullivan washed windows outside after a bout of food poisoning that struck the family, blamed on spoiled mutton or, suspiciously, prussic-acid she tried to buy days earlier for cleaning sealskin. Around 9:30 a.m., Lizzie sent Bridget upstairs to rest. Abby was alone in the guest room when the killer struck. 19 blows to her head and back with a hatchet-like axe, her skull crushed beyond recognition. Andrew returned at 10:45 a.m., napping on the sitting room sofa. Lizzie said she was in the barn loft eating pears, avoiding the heat. At 11:10 a.m., she called out to Bridget, "Come down quick. Father's dead. Somebody came in and killed him." Andrew had been struck 11 times, his face cleaved nearly in half, one eye dangling. Blood was still fresh, suggesting the attacks were close in time, but separate. Abby first, cooling for over an hour. No screams heard, no forced entry, no bloody trail out. The murder weapon? A handleless hatchet found in the basement, smeared with ash, but possibly cleaned. Panic ensued. Neighbors rushed in. Police arrived by noon. Lizzie's behavior raised eyebrows. Calm and composed, she changed dresses mid-investigation, burning a paint stain 1 day later, claiming it was ruined. She gave conflicting alibis. Barn for iron flats? Fishing sinkers? Pears? Inquest revealed motives. Andrew planned to revise his will favoring Abby, cutting out the daughters. Lizzie had quarreled with her parents over money and Abby's outsider status. Poison attempts? Lizzie visited a pharmacy for prussic acid, citing fur cleaning, but was refused without a prescription. The day before, she confided to a friend about fearing an enemy. Father has so much trouble. Arrested August 11th, Lizzie faced a media circus. Newspapers dubbed her the Sphinx of Coldness, speculating on menstrual madness or lesbian affairs. Unfounded. Her preliminary hearing showcased damning evidence, the burned dress, inconsistent stories, and an axe that fit the wounds. Yet, no blood on Lizzie, despite the spray. How, if she killed them minutes apart? Defense argued an intruder. Andrew had enemies from shady deals, like a mysterious man arguing at the door that morning. The 1893 trial in New Bedford was a spectacle lasting 13 days with 66 witnesses. Prosecutor Hosea Knowlton painted Lizzie as a calculating patricide. Defense attorneys, including former Governor George Robinson, emphasized her piety and the lack of direct proof. Key testimony? Pharmacist Eli Bentz identified Lizzie's poison attempt, but the judge excluded it as irrelevant. The hatchet? No blood traces confirmed. Alice Russell, a friend, testified to the dress burning, but defense spun it as innocent. Lizzie didn't testify, fainting dramatically in court. On June 20, after 1 hour of deliberation, the all-male jury acquitted her. Cheers erupted. Victorian sexism played a role. Could a refined lady wield an axe? Lizzie returned to Fall River, inheriting half the estate, Emma the other. They bought a mansion, Maplecroft, but feuded over Lizzie's actress friend, Nance O'Neill, splitting in 1905. Lizzie lived reclusively, shunned as Lizzie the Axe Murderer, dying in 1927 at 66 from pneumonia. She left her fortune to animal charities, snubbing relatives. Emma died days later. Both are buried with their parents, the tombstone reading Lizbeth, her preferred name. But was she innocent? Theories rage. Guilty camp. Motive, inheritance. Opportunity, alone in house. Means, axe in the basement. Psychoanalysts cite repressed rage from a loveless home. Author Victoria Lincoln, a Fall River native, argued in 1967's A Private Disgrace that Lizzie suffered temporal lobe epilepsy, blacking out during the crimes, explaining no memory and calm demeanor. Evidence? Her peculiar spells noted in records. Innocent theories point elsewhere. Uncle John Morse, visiting that day, had shaky alibis. Illegitimate son, William Borden, rumored Andrew's child, sought money. A Portuguese laborer, per Bridget's testimony. Or Emma, absent but possibly sneaking back, her alibi weak. In 2012, Lizzie Borden, The Curious Life and Death of, by Rebecca Pittman, delved into diaries suggesting family secrets like Andrew's alleged molestation of Lizzie, fueling revenge. Modern forensics tantalize. In 1992, for the centennial, experts re-examined. Blood spatter suggests the killer was behind victims, avoiding spray, possible for Lizzie in a cloak, one found soiled. No DNA survives. The axe, skulls, and bloody sheets were souvenirs, now in museums. The Fall River Historical Society holds locks of hair and pillowcases, but testing yields nothing conclusive. As of 2025, interest surges with Netflix's Monster, The Lizzie Borden Murders, premiering October 9th, starring a yet-unnamed actress for Lizzie. Creators Ryan Murphy and Ian Brennan promise to explore villain or victim, incorporating queer subtext and class tensions. The Lizzie Borden house, now a B&B, undergoes renovations for ghost tours. Guests report apparitions, axis sounds. A 2025 theater production at Los Metanos College retells the tale for Halloween, while new fiction like an upcoming novel imagines alternate endings. Did Lizzie take 40 whacks, as the rhyme goes, or was she framed in a misogynistic era? Evidence leans circumstantial, but doubts persist. In her will, Lizzie requested no autopsy, hiding scars or secrets. The axe nightmare endures, a mirror to societal fears of women unbound. If this swung your verdict, subscribe to Hidden Crime Stories for more chilling verdicts. Guilty or not guilty? Vote in comments. Next, another slice of history's horrors. Stay sharp. Truth can cut deep.